Welcome everybody to my show. Just got through doing my fantasy wrestling rosters. Um, I did 70 singles wrestlers and 10 tag teams. But of course, whenever a tag team wrestles singles, it'll count as singles. And whenever your singles wrestlers wrestle in tag teams, it counts as a tag team. So, like if you had, say, Sting and Angle versus Dudley's, and you have both Sting and Angle in your roster, and um, another person has the Dudleys, um, and well, say the Dudleys win, well, um, they don't get points for Devon and Ray. They get a tag team points, which I think should count as like which I believe I'm going to do as when a tag team wins, it's half the points. When a tag team loses, they only lose half the points. So, well, I mean, if you get like a DQ or count out, win or whatever, that's 1 point. And if you lose, you only lose 1 point, whether it's a tag team or, because I'm just going to keep that simple. And, I mean, I'm fine tuning like the point system. I mean, and Payback is done and gone, so I'm trying to fine tune everything. The first 9 guys on the 70 singles wrestlers are champs. So I didn't really put anybody outside of the 9 champions in any kind of order. And I mean, if you simply on wanting to get points, John Cena would probably be the #1 seed because he's on the show, he wins, he's got a title, he's Super Cena, he's probably your #1 seed. And as much as I personally don't like it, he's still the #1 seed. I mean, objectively, you gotta look at it, and I'm looking at it fairly objectively. Um, the last time I did anything like this, I picked Jack Swagger. He was Money in the Bank winner, because I believed that he was going to win Money in the Bank, and that is supposed to be the next pay-per-view. And I wanna have the drawing. I want to have everything ready prior to Money in the Bank, um, because that's going to be a huge pay-per-view, coming up, and you know, I think you get 5 singles wrestlers. You only get 5 singles, and then 1 tag team. Um, I've kind of yet to get any kind of input on anything from anybody else about it, but I I think that we should have like a chat room or like something on Facebook, because probably more than most of the people who are going to want to be involved and actually enjoy it and play the game will probably be like Facebook friends. Um, so, I mean, I'm excited. I'm truly excited about it. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a test of whether or not you know what's going on, and plus bragging rights to say, hey, I'm better. I know my stuff. Now, my personal rule is I don't get input from my father, um, who is kind of a wrestling guru. He's seen it all, and he likes to say history and wrestling repeats itself so much. So he has a tendency to sit there and call a pay-per-view as it's going. You know, it's gonna last this match will last this long. This is how it's gonna end. Blah blah blah. This is who's gonna win. This is gonna be who loses. You know, and he's like 99.9% right most of the time. So um, that would be like playing fantasy baseball with a player. you know, so I'm not getting input from him, and I trust that the guys that play won't, you know, get input from wrestlers or whatever. You know, it's gonna be I want it to be like a friendly game, because I'm sure the guys that will play are guys I like, I respect, um, and you know, I I'm gonna treat Money in the Bank like winning a title at pay per view. I want to treat the Royal Rumble like winning a title at pay per view. So I mean that's gonna be like massive points if you win a title. If you're say you had Ziggler, you had uh, American Wolves, uh, I don't know, Antonio Cesaro, or no, say you had Ziggler, American Wolves, Fandango, and the Wolves win the tag titles at their pay per view, and then Ziggler wins a title, and then Fandango wins a title, and I mean, you're gonna rack it up. But the one thing that I think people might look at it like, why'd you split up Rhodes and Sandow? Because they're not going to be a tag team long. I believe Cody Rhodes is going to take a American Dream style face turn. You know, um, I put the Shield in. I had to add 3MB because honestly, you know, I'm hoping they break up and you get at least a tag team out of that. But I mean, there's not many tag teams out there anymore. Um, you got Coleman, Alexander, ACH, and Tadarius Thomas. You got the American Wolves. I kept them together. The Briscoes, I believe, are going to have a lengthy singles run, much like the Dudleys are doing. Um, I believe that like TNA is missing a boat on Mike Knox and Doc. I think Nux as they like to call him, and Doc. I think they would be a great tag team, a good heel tag team to put up against, you know, James Storm and Gunner. I mean, beer and guns. I Now tag teams like Bad Influence, you know, they they're in the Bound for Glory series, so but I still got them listed as a tag team. Um, I believe that after Bound for Glory, they will be a tag team. I don't I don't foresee them being singles anytime soon because TNA needs a tag team. It looks apparent like Rude and Aries are taking the split, the apparent split. Um, so I mean, I didn't have them listed as a tag team. But I mean, you know, just I would just pick. I honestly would pick, you know, guys that you you see being pushed. Um, you know they have the talent. You see them on TV. So I mean, like Henry. I mean, Mark Henry is a good example. Henry, he's on TV. He now apparently feuding with John Cena. He will uh, get a main event pay per view match. I don't think he's going to win the title, but say he does. Say Mark Henry wins the title. Okay, you get points for him being on TV, you get points for him being on pay per view, you get points for him winning the title. And I think that, I mean, that will put you up here. Now, you have to make sure that you are keeping um, tabs on your points. I'm not sure if I want to do a like each week you do a head to head or just all the guys going against each other. I think that might do the head to head thing so you have wins and losses. You know, like so that way when it breaks down to the last month leading into WrestleMania. You have two guys, they're out there and they got the roster set, you know, going in that way, much like most fantasies, you, you get one champion. Sorry for yawning. But you get one champ who has bragging rights, of course. Now, uh, I believe Sunday night's going to be the cutoff for ads, drops, trades, anything after Sunday, basically midnight Monday morning. Um, no trades, no ads, no drops. You you present your you present your opponent with this is my set roster, you know, and then your opponent presents their set roster for that week, and you do score accordingly to um, how things go. I mean, to me, it's gonna be nice to watch a heel heat review and then have George and Gary face off that week in fantasy wrestling, and it's going to be very entertaining to see them do a back and forth on, you know, like who's winning that week, who's not. You know, uh, say George has got a uh, wrestler he's just frustrated with. He's just like, I think I need to drop this guy, or they want to do a trade while doing a show. I mean, it would be entertaining. I mean, as a viewer, it'd be extremely entertaining to watch, as well as a potential opponent, you know, strategically to see where their heads at. You know, I love the idea. I mean, it's like playing chess with wrestlers, and I love the fantasy sports stuff. Um, and this is a sport that I grew up on. Um, so I mean, I want to know, and some input, and I'm hoping to have everything set, finalized. You know, this is it. This is how we're going to run it. This is what we're going to do, and here's your point system. You know, here's the cutoff. Whatever. You know, um, we can do. I don't know how I want to determine who gets first pick, who gets last pick. You know, we can go by age, or like the youngest the youngest can be the first pick. That's what we'll do. The youngest of everybody, it will go from young to old. The youngest player is number one, and then on and on to the oldest player will get the last pick in the first round, and then once you hit second round, it flips. So the oldest player gets the first pick, and the youngest player gets the last pick. So on and so forth until you have five guys and one tag team. So that's 6 rounds. That would mean that the person who who's in the middle of the road, their pick will never change. Like, because it's gonna, I want to make it an even playing field for everybody. And I think if 6 guys are playing, or 8 guys are playing, we can do that. I'm I'm hoping that George Coles, Gary Rhodes, I'm hoping they're in. I would really be excited because Heel Heat is amazing. I would like to get the Deadly Sins guys, Lou, Paul, Mole. I'd love to get those guys involved. I mean, that would be 5, 6 plus myself. So, I mean, we could bring in. I got a friend named Chris that would be willing to be open to possibly doing this. And I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind having like 8 guys involved, or 10 guys involved. A nice round number, even number, so nobody, gets a bye for the week. I mean, because you don't want to buy. You don't. You do not want a buy. Uh, because I mean, you get a bye, you could lose ground in the uh well, I mean, I guess we could do a bye thing since it's going to be a win loss. I mean, um, it's not going to be like a. I mean, we could go 7 guys, I guess, and, you know, from one week to the next. But I I don't want to buy. I don't. I want it to be even. And personally, I'd rather have head to head every week. Boom, boom, boom. You know, my suggestion is not to go too heavy on like one organization's roster to have a because I mean the way you look at it is you got 4 shows a week, okay, 4. You got Raw, you have SmackDown, or I'm sorry, Raw, Impact, SmackDown, and then you have Ring of Honor. So I mean you got 4. Uh, I mean it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really fun, and I'm very competitive. I love it. I mean, I'm not like I hate your guts competitive, but I mean, I love a challenge. And you know, there's so many talented wrestlers out there that I was looking at the rosters, and there's so many talented wrestlers out there right now that's not being used at all. And um, you know, why not? But I came up with 70 plus 10 tag teams. I kind of feel that that'll give us a pool of wrestlers. And I mean, like for me, I will probably mark every wrestler, with who has them and everything. And I'll probably be intrigued. And then we could do like uh, maybe I could do like a week review on Sundays, or one of the guys can do a end of the week review or whatever, and just post it on YouTube so the other guys can kind of get an idea of what potential opponents are doing and who they have and what they did, just just to get an idea. Just kind of scout your opponent, see how they're doing, and you know what kind of strategy you might want to implement if you want to add a guy or drop a guy or trade a guy. You know, just maybe like a Sunday night after I get off work, I'll come home, make the video, and then post it. So that way Monday morning or afternoon, whatever, before Raw, people know, hey, like this guy beat this guy, and he got mega points from say John Cena. And I mean, I'd like to have Cena only because I know that he's gonna be on TV all the time. He's gonna be the champ. He's gonna be Super Cena at every damn pay per view. Uh, I hate myself for saying that. I do, but it's true, as Kurt Angle used to say. Oh, it's damn true. And I had thoughts about doing like maybe a stable as an option, but I mean, who do you have? You got aces and eights. You got Scum, Shield, pretty much it. I mean, really. Uh, Mafia coming back. There's not enough, you know, not enough coming back. As far as the Mafia goes, Gary and George actually had Hill Heat's question of the week was, who do you think's going to be in the Mafia? Angle didn't surprise me. I don't think Joe will surprise me if he's there. I think, um, Jarrett might come back. It'd be nice to see Jeff come back, be in the Mafia. Um, I would love to see Kevin Nash make a return um, to the Mafia. That would be nice. I could see Matt Morgan, possibly Crimson. Being in the Mafia, Morgan definitely. I would love to see Matt Morgan. Joe, it'd be a stable of Sting, Joe, Morgan. Um, oh, shit, just yawning. Okay, I'd love to see the stable be Joe, Morgan, Sting, Angle, and it would help Crimson reestablish himself. Um, before I end this video, I have to say that because Chris Parks, who is Joseph Parks, who's Abyss, is playing two characters. Now, I believe that he should be counted as one person. Now the thing is though, you got to put down who you think he's going to be for that week. Like say I have it, and I think he's going to be Abyss on Thursday and at the pay-per-view. Well, guess what? He's Chris Parks on Thursday. That's 0 points. He's Abyss at the pay-per-view. I get the points for that. If he's Chris Park or Joseph Park at pay-per-view and Impact, I get no points for him at all. That will help. I think that will help the confusion because it's kind of if one person had Abyss and one person had Chris Parks. I mean, it's not like or Abyss and Joseph Parks. It's not like they would be, ever against each other. I mean, it's same guy in reality, same man playing two characters. But that's my twist on it, is that you have to decide who he will be or who you think he's going to be. And I believe since he is the TV champ, he should be Abyss. He should be Abyss. He should come back as Abyss and stay Abyss and get rid of Chris Park or Joseph Park. I'm sorry, because that character is I don't care for him. I mean, because the athlete behind it is so talented, and he's built a career as Abyss. I think it's a slap to him as a professional to come out and play this awful character. I mean, that's just my opinion. But until next time, stay golden and leave me some comments below. Alright, deuce.